Hello, I'm Bill Anderson, and this is our test live stream from around Mijas. The full program is going to start next week on the 3rd of June, Thursday, the 3rd of June at 7 o'clock. But tonight live stream will give you an idea of what we plan to do with this. At the end of the stream, I'll tell you how to subscribe to the channel and how you can get notifications from that. Okay, so let me introduce the team that is going to be bringing you around Mijas live over the next weeks. I'm sure everyone will be well known to you. First of all, and this is not a sexist thing, we have to start with Daniela, because she's going to speak to us in just a few minutes about something that we're going to do. Then we have Mr. Alan Boardman, who is probably well known to many of you around Mijas, if not everyone. And Mario Bravo, who is a friend, long-term friend and colleague of mine, and is also a councillor on Mijas Council. So let's just talk a little bit about the kind of things that we're going to deal with, because we're going to have different themes each week. Daniela, can you just say to me something about You're not live. We're not live. Okay. I don't know why we're not live, because it says we're live.
I ask my partner also quickly. Hang on.
Yep, right now.
Okay, that will be recorded.
Yes, yes.
Don't you just love technology, folks? Vicky's just come in and said, "You're not live."
I apologize. I clicked on the wrong icon.
She clicked on the wrong icon. Okay.
You were live.
Yeah, well, this is the whole thing about doing things live. I do a live radio station, and one day we were talking away, and I realized that we were no longer connected to the server in France. But we're going, okay? We just deal with these things live. Daniela, what kind of things do you have in your mind that you want to talk about on the week that you're on?
Well, as I run the Facebook group CTO the Calahonda Q&A, I'm part of the community here in Calahonda, and there are also members from La Cala all over Mijas, and we're going to talk in my live streams about what the community thinks, what the community is worried about, what the community has, what kind of ideas they have for improvements for Mijas events maybe, and we just take it from there.
Right, okay. And there are probably going to be themes that will just come up sort of on a day-to-day basis, won't there? Maybe via the Facebook page. And I presume also you might be bringing some people in from the community.
Exactly. I'm going to have invite people from the Mijas community. And then we're going to have topics. Well, people that know me, they know also that I'm a big animal lover, or I care about the environment. So that's also things we're going to discuss. Right. And also to maybe show a bit the people how to, also to show in one show how to get online matter, to explain that a bit, or what, or the people will have ideas also what we should talk about. But mainly about what's going on, what do people think, or what we should do in Mijas.
Yeah, and you're very well established, and Daniela, in the community in Calahonda, aren't you?
Yes.
But this is just to say that there are communities, organizations all over Mijas, and I'm sure we'll bring in some of the issues from other areas, because I think every area has its own problems, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. And I mean, I'm spend a lot of time on Facebook due to my work also, and due to the CTO and CTO de Calahonda Q&A group. But I'm also part of many other groups, Spanish-speaking groups, English groups, La Cala groups, many groups. So
Yeah.
that's why I know what people are worried about, or what they would like to what changes they would like to have in Mijas.
So you have time to work too, do you?
Sometimes, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is going to be really interesting, and we've also said that there could well be things. Yeah, I lost you just for a second earlier on, but stuff to do with recycling,
Yes.
and stuff to do with the application for reporting problems such as GECOR, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff. And actually, Calahonda goes right down to the sea, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, we may even pick up on what's happening with beaches and the boardwalk, the Sender Littoral, things
Definitely,
like that.
because that's what people care a lot about. The boardwalk is it's our jewel in Mijas, and that's something we will. We are definitely going to talk about the beaches, the boardwalk, to keep the Mijas clean and tidy, that everyone can do help to do that. And we are going to explain easy things like how to recycle, because many people don't know that yet, that we have the Punto Limpio, for example, or how that works.
That's going to be an
all of that.
interesting one, because we have the mobile one as well, which is maybe convenient for some people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Daniela, we will come back. Alan, you're looking very serious. You're looking terribly
Not
serious.
at all. It's not like me to be serious, Bill.
Alan, you've been a really busy man in recent months, haven't you?
Yeah, it has been. It's been a busy time. Do you want me to explain briefly why?
I would love you to.
Okay, well, a lady called Val Williams, who is very well known up and down the coast. She's an 82-year-old pocket rocket with.
She's 82, going at about 50, isn't she?
Yeah, or even less than that. I hope
Yeah.
when I meet her, I've got half of the energy that she's got, and half of the ideas as well. Anyway, she realised when lockdown came in that one of the most hard-hit sectors of business, if you like, was the entertainment and hospitality sectors.
Right.
That means the venues themselves, and obviously all the staff that are employed in them, and the entertainers. And the entertainment industry, as you know, here on the Costa del Sol is huge. So she decided to try and do something about this. The problem was, of course, that the restrictions came and went so often. It was very difficult to plan exactly what to do.
And it was actually hard to know what exactly was allowed or not allowed when there were these tweaks, because there were a lot of things that were sort of left in very grey areas, weren't there?
Well, there were, but even the things that were black and white very often only came in with a week or even less notice. And anybody that knows anything about organising events knows that you need a couple of months to do it properly, to get everything lined up. So it kind of stuttered a little bit towards the end of last year. Val asked me to get involved just after Christmas, and that coincided with the gradual easing of lockdown, so that we could, between us, start to plan events at venues that had been really badly hit, and using artists that had hardly worked for almost a year.
Yeah, and you know, Alan, we went to an event. I don't think it was organised by Simply Surviving, but a lot of the same faces were supporting the event, and I think there were about 5 or 6 artists that offered the time for free for this event. And I remember speaking to one of them, Nathan Dean, and he said, "I just want to get up there and sing." And you know, I think obviously these guys have been missing the income, but they've also been missing just being able to perform.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And what's been heartwarming, just looking at Facebook notices and posters and other publicity, is the number of local artists that have, despite the lack of income, the drastic lack of income, they stepped forward, as you said, to perform free for charitable events, which has just been amazing. What we've actually, I don't want to tell the whole story tonight, obviously, but what the routine that Val and I have dropped into with the Simply Surviving group. I should say, by the way, that Simply Surviving group is not a charity in its own right, but we see ourselves as a charitable platform to help registered charities. So what we've dropped into now is a program of events each month that support, as I say, the venues and the artists, but also we have introduced a monthly charity so that any, I hate to use the word profits really, but any proceeds that come from these various events, and I'll explain all about the events on the program next week, they go to the nominated charity for that month. So we are just coming to the end of our third month of charitable work now, and 3 separate charities have benefited or are about to benefit to the tune of €1,000 or more, which has obviously helped them tremendously in this tough time.
Sure. And you know, there's going to be time, Alan, during your live stream to talk to these charities and to talk about how things have been for them. And I think that's going to be interesting because people have been enormously generous, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I've got my guests lined up for next week. Do you want to know who they are now?
Oh, I'd love to know.
Yeah. Well, the first one, and it should come to no surprise really, is Val Williams, who was the founder of Simply Surviving Group. I can't think of any better place to start. And my other guest is the publicity and promotions manager for Kudeca, who is Esther Reis Martinez. So she will also be joining me on the program next week.
And have you done one of your months to support Kudeca as well?
Our month to support Kudeca starts next Tuesday, the 1st of June.
So it's going to be
sorry.
That's great timing.
Yeah, it is. It's great timing for Kudeca. The program goes out on the 3rd, and all the Simply Surviving events next month, and again next week's program, I'll explain exactly what they are. All the proceeds will go to Kudeca.
Yeah, I'm going to just sort of link Daniela. We'll come back to you in a moment, Mario. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten you. Daniela and Alan, because Vicky and I actually met Daniela when she organized the Tapas Trail in Calahonda. And again, I'm sure what Alan is saying rings a lot of bells for you, Daniela, doesn't it?
I'm sorry, the connection was just, I didn't hear you.
Okay. No, I'm saying that what Alan was talking about, supporting the businesses and everything, it must be a lot of bells for you in your organizing.
Yes. I would have wished that we would have had some months to plan it, but because that was with the changes of restrictions every week, so no one knew what was happening. So we had really, I would say 2 to 3 days to organize everything. And it was such a great success, and people in the community, they were saying because normally what sometimes happens if you have your favorite restaurants, you go to them, you don't go to new ones, and people, we had 10 participating restaurants, and it was just amazing. And we publish the photos every day. The people loved it. I get messages every week when we can have the second Calahonda tapas route, which we will have as soon as the people from the UK and when there's more tourists around.
I have to say that Vicky and I didn't manage all 10 venues, but the ones we went round with you were absolutely superb. We had a lovely time, lovely food, and as you say, it was a great opportunity or almost an excuse, if we need one, to go and visit different places, wasn't it?
No, but I have, of course, the feedback also of the business owners, or people even send me messages how grateful they are that that they normally would have not gone to that restaurant, but now they are regular visitors, and people also Kalahonda, where like you know people. So now you go on the street, meet and greet people. Also, what I would like to say, when we were in lockdown and things were like so bad, that we organized here also in Kalahonda to donate for food donations, because I got then private messages of families that were struggling. And then I arranged with my group members to meet at the supermarket. We arranged shopping lists, and then I delivered the food to the families in need.
Right.
And the community is just, it's so great. And then you just everyone is so helpful and generous, and it's also what I do with the animal causes. It's touching every time.
Yeah. Mario.
Yes.
I felt when I was looking at putting this project together, I felt it was really important for people to understand what happens in council meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a copy to publicize it, but when you read my book, The Diary of a Councillor, which was just reflections on my first 18 months, you made the comment when we were together at one point that there were a lot of things in there that you kind of assumed that people knew.
Correct.
But
And
clearly
in fact,
didn't.
clearly people didn't know. If you want to call my section under the boardwalk, it will be very interesting to mix it with the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I'm not a drifter, but I try to find out and understand what is happening in the town hall. I have been, as you know, 10 years as a councillor. I have been in the government. Now we share the opposition bench, even though we haven't moved place.
Right.
We have the same place. We don't change from left to right. And I get a lot of questions from people who do not understand why things happen in this way. And I think it is very important that people know how their money is managed, where it is invested, and which is the job of the 25 councillors that they elect every 4 years, among which the mayor is elected.
Yeah.
And it is important that they know whom to talk to, how to ask for things, how to have relationships with the town hall.
Yeah.
We cannot live behind the town hall in the same way as foreigners cannot live under the carpet. If Brexit is bringing us
Not
something,
anymore. Anyway.
that's right. If Brexit is bringing us something positive, is that many foreigners have realized that they have to show up. They have to say, yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I cannot hide anymore from the tax office or from the Inland Revenue Service or from whatever. We all have our liabilities, but also we all have our rights. And it is time that we know which are our rights and how can we demand them.
Yeah, well, I say it's kind of good timing having you on tonight, because for very strange reasons, we had a council meeting this morning, Thursday. Normally it takes place on the last Wednesday of the month. And we got a message, and I think Mario thought that I had misunderstood it, but actually I had understood it. We got this very strange message saying, for technical reasons, we have to shift the date of the council meeting from Wednesday to Thursday. And of course, I don't mind pretending to be the stupid one and saying, you know, with all the money we're spending on information technology, we've got technical reasons getting an email out. But you see, where I come from, technical reasons means your email's not working.
There is always a computer to be blamed. That's something that many people have already learned. I will tell you something. One of the positive things of this mayor, he doesn't do everything wrong, I have to admit it, was that from the beginning of his term 2 years ago, he said we will have the monthly meeting on the last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
The law requests that the call for that meeting has to be at least within 2 working days in advance. So as Sunday and Saturday are not working days, that official call for the meeting has to be done on a Friday. And it has been like that since June 2019, until last Friday. The email didn't arrive. Usually they send an email and also a WhatsApp group because believe it, we all are in a WhatsApp group in which we don't blame each other. We simply share important information of the town hall. And on Friday afternoon, I got in touch with some people, some civil servants in the town hall, asking them what was happening, why that call has not been received, why the meeting has not been officially called. And they told me that it would be done on Monday. I said, sorry, Monday is too late. The law says 2 working days, not 48 hours, 2 working days. So they didn't care about my opinion. That's very usual. I am already got used to that. And they sent the call on Monday morning, calling the meeting for Wednesday. Obviously, someone else told them, listen, this is illegal. Someone could object the decisions that you take. And then the meeting was rescheduled for Thursday today. And we don't know why they moved it from 10 o'clock in the morning and to 8:45. And that's why we have ended having our meeting on a Thursday at 8:45 in the morning.
Yeah. So, Mario, without going into too much detail today, one of the things that you're going to do for us, and honestly, I trust you implicitly to do this, is to give feedback on the kind of things that happen in the council meetings, the kind of decisions that are taken, but also the kind of the reasoning behind some of these things, which I think is quite important, because if people read the paper, they might see, for example, Mario Bravo voted against this or voted against that. Mm-hmm. And if that happens, there's always a reason for it, isn't it? It's not because you don't agree with it.
Correct.
Usually a legal reason behind it, isn't there?
And I can give you several samples of today. Mijas is called a great population city. This means that most of the decisions are taken by the mayor and his councillors in government and do not come to the monthly meeting. But there are still some decisions to be taken in the, we call it pleno, because the 25 councillors are called for that. So it is a full meeting. And today they have brought some invoices, monthly invoices, to be paid to the children's schools in Mijas. You may know that the Mijas Town Hall gets some money from the regional government to be paid to the children's school. They are not called kindergarten anymore, but a school for children up to 5 years old. Right. And they have been...
We would probably call it nursery school.
Nursery schools. And the invoice has been today on the table. Why? We have to start saying that those invoices are paid regularly by the town hall. It is their obligation and they do it very often. So why did this invoice came today? Because there was something wrong. And the law says that they have to bring it to this meeting, not only to be ashamed, that will be too naughty, but at least to give explanation and also to promise to do it better the next time. And which was the reason behind that the contract to run those children's school finished in June 2016 and June 2017. So this means that those schools have been without contract with the company that is running them for 2, 3, or 4 years.
Right.
We are in agreement to pay those bills, but we cannot be in agreement of keeping these activities without a proper contract. Right. That is what we blame 1 month after another month. And we don't get any explanation at all. They simply say, we are working on it. How can you be working on a contract for 3 years? That is ridiculous, and that is why we are angry.
But I think that that's a very important thing for people to understand, that, you know, we don't pay people for services if we don't have a contract with them.
Correct. We cannot. The law forces us to put every contract out for a tender. You can employ an electrician to repair your house, whoever you want to, and pay whatever you want to, but we cannot do that. The law requests that as we are handling public money, we have to put almost everything for tender. I say almost because there is a limit under which the councillors can more or less decide which supplier will get the contract. But about certain limits, things have to be put up for tender publicly. And there is a platform where everybody can see the offers of the town hall. And you can also see which is not offered. And that is our concern, whatever does not appear on that platform.
Okay, Mario. So I think people will get an idea that there's going to be an opportunity, and you will be scheduled for the Thursday after the council meeting. So everything will be fresh, and I think it will be
Correct.
more understandable than writing a post for Facebook, because honestly, I don't think anyone would read it. It's going to be too long and too dull and too boring, and they'll probably give up halfway through. So you really are going to be talking to us about these things and explaining the way certain things work in the council.
Let me add something important, Bill, now that we were talking about the boardwalk. Today, you may have seen on the press, and for sure you will see that tomorrow, Friday, that the boardwalk, we call it Senda Litoral, has gone out for tender from La Cala to Fuengirola.
Okay.
That is only partially correct. Why? I want to explain this. We are talking about 5,300 meters, but there are 2,300 meters which will not be built. That is the area exactly in front of Chaparral urbanization.
Okay.
So this boardwalk that they are publishing so much nowadays, and you will see with big capital letters on the Mijas Semanal tomorrow, in fact goes only from very close to the Olivia's restaurant to the Sheriff Pizzeria in front of Las Bugambillas. It will stop there and will recommence in the changeway of El Faro. So between the Sheriff Pizzeria and El Faro, the changeway, there is nothing still approved. Why?
Okay,
because that is the difficult area.
We're going to just have to get our feet wet on that one then.
In that area is complicated. Apparently, some houses have already occupied the theoretical part where the boardwalk would go. And even though this government has been there for 7 years, once we left in 2015, so for 6 years, they have not done anything at this respect. So they prefer to at least try to start these two parts, from Olivia to the Sheriff Pizzeria and from the changeway in El Faro down to the castle whenever Mijas finishes, and leave this main central area for later.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mario. Alan, Daniela, Mario, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Alan, you have the ominous honor of kicking this whole thing off live. We're going to be publishing this a lot on social media to try to get people to subscribe, but we'll be using this video as well to help them to understand what it is we're going to be doing. I'm really looking forward to this. And I have to just add that Anna Nandez, whom all of you will know, who's been incredibly busy with all of the Brexit issues, has also agreed to come on once a month to talk about the things that are happening with Brexit. I met with her today, and she was filling me in on a recent meeting with the consulate. There's nothing I can tell you, because a lot of it was, well, yes, maybe, we don't know, not from Anne, from the consulate, you know, there's a lot of unknowns there. But I think there are still enough things happening at the moment that in the Brexit issue that I think it would be useful for once a month for Anne to do a resume of what we do know and any new either restrictions or requirements that might be coming in for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this evening. We're going to call it a night, but can I just say that if you do want to, if you watch this and you think, I think this is going to be interesting, and you do want to join us on Thursdays at 7 o'clock, at the end of this video, underneath the video, you will see a button that says subscribe. If you click on that, and can I stress, it doesn't cost anything. Subscribe sounds like you're going to have to pay money. It doesn't cost anything. It just means that you want to be notified about the live streams that we're doing from around Mijas. And there's a little bell next to it. If you click the bell, as soon as we schedule a live stream, you will get another notification saying this live stream is due in 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. So it means that you won't miss it if you sort of lose track of time. So, you know, we're going to be pushing this week for people to subscribe so that they get notified. And I think this is a very exciting project. I think we're going to get some good information out to people. It's going to be very up to date. And they are also going to have the opportunity to ask questions. And we have one or two people just joining us this evening. And they've said, yeah, I'm watching it. Oh, apologize. Great to see it's working so well. Great to see you guys. The sound is great. Yep, the picture and sound are perfect. So people are going to have the opportunity to ask questions live to us, which I think is also a great opportunity. And it might be something we'll say, well, look, we'll pick that up next time. You know, we'll make a note, and that's something that we can look into. Thank you so much, all of you, for agreeing
Thank
to be.
you for
You're
doing this.
welcome.
And I feel very excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Have a good evening. Time for a
You
glass
too.
of wine, Mario, no?
All right.
Good
Cheers.
evening, everyone.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks,
Good
now.
one.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.